In today's video, I'll be reviewing and discussing 8 suggestions for Grand Peace Online. I found these suggestions on the official GPO Discord server, so if you want a chance to be featured in my next suggestions video, then make sure to join that server. That being said, let's get right into the suggestions. Now the first suggestion we have is a suggestion for the Black Leg fighting style in game. This user suggests that the Conquesta move be made into a block break, and I completely agree with this suggestion because when you look at the Conquesta move, it even looks like it should block break. There's lots of effects. It looks like a visual block break, even if it doesn't actually block break in game just yet. Not to mention, this move is not very viable at the moment. However, if Conquesta was made into a block break, then Blackleg would have 2 block breaking moves, whereas Rokushiki only has 1, and that is the ultimate. A solution to this could be to make Conquesta a block break, and then also make Rokushiki Finger Pistol or Rankyaku a block break as well. And as mentioned in the suggestion, I think all of these new block breaks should have an increased cooldown to help balance them. This next suggestion is brief and simple, but it does a good job at communicating the general point that this user wants to see a Skypian fighting style featuring dials added to the game. I personally would love to see dials added to the game. I'm not sure about making it a fighting style, but I could definitely see dials being used in a similar way to Bal's Head as a combo extender. However, I could also definitely see the dials being part of a larger fighting style, as Skypians are the only race other than humans in the game that don't have their own fighting style. I think it would make sense if dials spawned on Skypea, and similar to Devil Fruits, different dials had different rarities. Perhaps the quest to unlock Skypean fighting style could include either collecting 1 of each dial, and if you made it this far in the video, comment down below how you would like to see dials implemented. Now GPO Mobile is something that has been suggested for ages. However, it could be argued that we are closer to a full mobile release than ever before. With Trade Hub becoming accessible through mobile, it is only a matter of time before we see the full game playable on mobile. However, that being said, the devs could really release it whenever they want, and knowing them or knowing Foyu, it could be months or even years before we get a full mobile release. This next suggestion is an interesting one, and this suggestion is about making the Quake Waves bigger on Guru's ultimate move, and I agree with this to some extent. Guru's ult looks cool, but it has some big practical flaws. First, it can't reach certain bosses or NPCs that are up high, and for this reason, I think that the waves should either be enlarged to a great extent, or that they should start from the player's position. Now I know this would ruin the immersion, but I do think this move needs to be reworked, considering how many practical limits it has in both PvE and PvP. This next suggestion is about banning SP reset essence over prices. I disagree with this idea of banning players because of their trade choices. However, I can see where this person is coming from when it comes to the price of an SP reset essence. When SP reset essence was released originally, I thought this was a big step in the right direction towards making in-game purchases accessible for free-to-play players. However, I really think that SP reset essences should also be obtainable in-game outside the Roblox shop. Perhaps SP reset essences along with dark roots could be implemented as drops for certain bosses or in a new dungeon. This would lead to players accumulating them naturally without having to go out of their way to try and trade for one or buy them with Robux. I agree with this next suggestion of making Krakens only spawn in second sea and sea beasts only spawn in first sea, as it would definitely make it easier to selectively farm one or the other, and once you have all the sea beast drops, you would much rather just kill a Kraken than farm both, and for this reason I think that only Krakens should spawn in the second sea. However, this one is a little bit controversial because there are some people who want to fight both, so leave a comment down below sharing your thoughts on this suggestion. This next suggestion is something that I think is well overdue, and that is Usopp Slingshot, and by extension a gun fighting style. I think this would definitely help make guns more viable while also adding a great piece of One Piece content to the game. I don't get why Usopp Slingshot wasn't added on release. I feel like if you're gonna have all these base weapons, you might as well add this one too. Maybe they're saving it for the Usopp boss, who knows. I also think that if a gun style was added, it would be kind of fun in PvP, and that's just reason enough to add it. So I never got Bel's Head, so maybe I'm a little bit biased on this next suggestion. I mean, personally, I don't think removing it is the best way to go about it. However, I do think that the item is a little too OP for being unattainable. I think a non-unattainable Bal Head drop would be the best solution to this. Maybe not Bel's Head itself, but maybe a replacement of sorts. Perhaps this could be in the form of a flash dial or Konkurasaki. I'm not sure though, so please leave a comment down below sharing your thoughts on what you think could be added as an obtainable in-game alternative to Bel's Head. Alright, well those are all the suggestions I wanted to cover today, and as always, I'm always eager to hear your thoughts on the topics discussed in today's video, so please leave a comment down below sharing your thoughts on these suggestions, and also leave some suggestions of your own so that I can review them in a later the video. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing to my channel. I hope you have a great day, evening, or whatever time is for you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.